guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make this really cute, super colourful rainbow lollipop drip cake. So I hope that you'll really enjoy it. That's coming up next. So guys, I'm so sorry that it has been forever since I last posted a video. I think it's been about a year now, but as you can see, we've had a lot going on in our life. Meet the gorgeous little Nathaniel Elisha Johnson, who has joined our family. Haven't you, gorgeous boy? Yeah, he's only just waking up at the minute, so he's not too sure what is going on right now. But yes, so he is the reason why I've not posted anything for a long time. I might do a video on that in a bit, but basically had a bit of a difficult pregnancy, lots of mobility problems, and just lots of reasons why it was really tricky to film videos and edit videos and all of that. And of course, when he first came along as well, it was like all the feeds and the nappy changes and all the rest of it. It's just meant that I've just not had any time. Plus I also have a 3 and a 4 year old as well, so it's just not worked for us. I know that there are YouTube families out there who seem to manage to film their pregnancies and all the rest of it and still make videos. I'm just not that mummy. So, but I have kept up all the baking. So I have kept up lots of baking cakes for friends and family, and I have filmed most of those. So I have lots of fodder. I've got to wade through it all, edit it all, and then put it into videos for you all. So that's my story, guys. That is why it has taken so long to get this video up there. And I am going to do my best to stick to my posting schedule, but there are going to be times when I'm going to slip up, and I just knew that. So I really appreciate you all bearing with me. Thank you so much for all my new subscribers. It's just been amazing over this past year. You guys have just kept clicking that subscribe button, and I think we've now gone past 500 subscribers. So wow, I'm just so touched. Considering I haven't put out any new content for absolutely ages, I am really touched that you guys consider my channel helpful and that you want to hear more from us. So I'm going to try and honour that and bring you some more videos. But for now, let's get into this video. To start off with, I coloured my icing using Sugar Flare gel colours in turquoise and fuchsia. You can obviously use whichever colours you like. And it's really important to start off with a little bit, mix it in and keep going, see what you think of the colour, and then add a little bit more at a time until you achieve the desired colour. Now, I've covered how I make my buttercream in previous videos, so just click on the I button above for a link to that. But for this recipe, I've used 425 grams of butter to 850 grams of icing sugar with a spot of vanilla and a couple of teaspoons of milk. So to make this cake, I baked 4 8-inch vanilla Madeira cakes in 8-inch round sandwich tins. And because I baked each layer separately, it meant that I had to level the tops off. Now I do this using a serrated knife, but you can of course use a cake leveler if you prefer. Now the link to my vanilla Madeira cake is in the I button above, and you can also find the written recipe in the description below. Now to keep my cakes moist, I like to soak them in a simple syrup solution, and what this is just equal parts water to granulated sugar, heated up on the hob and then reduced down till it forms a syrup consistency. So for this I've used 100 grams of sugar to 100 ml of water, and then once it's cooled down I've simply put it into a squeezy bottle to make it easy to apply to my cakes. I also took half of the icing from each of my bowls and put that into a prepared piping bag so that I could pipe on my stripes later, as you'll see in the video, and then obviously reserve the other half of each colour to fill my cakes with. And as you just saw, I attached my cake to the board with a little bit of buttercream. So now I'm just going to go on and fill my layers in with some buttercream, followed by a layer of jam on top. I like to put the jam on top of the buttercream just because it's a little less messy and it's harder to spread the buttercream on top of the jam layer. I also like to do a buttercream dam, so to speak, using the piping bag. And it just means that when I'm then filling in the icing in the middle, it's got a dam that the icing can go up to but no further. Just makes it a little bit neater when you're stacking. So once I'd filled all my layers, it was now time to put on the crumb coat, and this is just a thin layer of buttercream spread all around the cake just to trap any crumbs into the icing, so that when you put your next layer of icing on, you've got a nice clean coat. Now you don't have to spend too long on this, because don't forget you're going to put another layer on top, but you just want it to be fairly neat. And then I just popped it into the fridge for 10 minutes. So now this is where the fun begins, because we're going to start to do the stripes on our cake. But before we move on to that bit, we want to get a nice level top. So using the offset spatula, I just went round and leveled off the top and filled in any bits if I thought it looked a little bit like it was on a slant, and then just kept going until it was nice and flat. And then starting from the bottom, I piped a turquoise layer, followed by a fuchsia layer or pink layer, and then repeated this pattern until I got to the top. Now I didn't check everything out, so there was always the possibility that I'd got near the top and found out I needed a pink layer at the top, but thankfully it worked out right, so that by the time I got to the top it was blue, pink, and then there was enough to do one more blue line around the top. But really you can eyeball this and just make sure that you get it more or less how you want it to be. Now using your bench scraper and some kitchen roll or some baking parchment, you're going to smooth around the sides of the cake, cleaning up your bench scraper in between each smooth until your stripes appear and you've got nice smooth sides. And then once you're happy with your finish, you're going to take your offset spatula and clean up the top. So to add the sprinkles to your cake, I tend to use a baking tray and pour my sprinkles into that, and then I just grab handfuls of the sprinkles and press them into the sides of my cake. If you find that your buttercream is a little bit dry, then you can brush on some water onto the part of the cake that you want the sprinkles to adhere to. And then once you're happy more or less with your placement, you can use an offset spatula to press some of the extra bits into the cake, fill in any gaps that you couldn't quite get to with your hand, and then just keep going until you're happy with your finish really. I should also said that I have already transferred the cake to its final cake board, and I've attached the cake card of the cake to the board using a bit of fondant glue. And to see how I make this, click on the I button above. So to make my drip, I've just used some white chocolate ganache in equal parts cream to white chocolate, and if you want to see how I make this, just click on the I button above where I've linked to a recipe where I've done that. But in this one I have just taken a little bit of yellow gel food colouring and mixed it into my ganache, and then I put it into a piping bag with a really thin round tip nozzle and just use that to drizzle differing amounts around the edge so that you get different lengths of drip. And that's pretty much it. So finally, we're going to decorate the top of the cake with these super fun lollipops. Now, I got these from a specialist sweet shop near us, but you might be able to find them in places like Amazon, or if you're feeling super adventurous, you could have a go at making them yourself. I believe that there are YouTube tutorials that show you how to make these kinds of lollipops. And then really just have fun, have a play with where you think they need to go, have a play with where you're going to put your dots of buttercream around them, and just really putting on top of your cake anything that you think is going to look really fun. I also made these meringue kisses. They're rainbow meringue kisses, and I got them from the Cupcake Gemma YouTube channel. So I will link to that in the description below if you want to know how to make them. And let me know in the description below if you want me to make a video of how I've done them. I can do that too at some point in future. And then finally, you can pretty up your board with some little buttercream kisses and some meringue kisses and anything else that you want to put on your board. If you've got some large sprinkles or little fondant stars or anything, you know, anything that you get from the supermarket. You can often get those like pre-made fondant flowers and things like that. Anything you want to, you just have fun, enjoy. This part is really fun. So yeah, your cake shouldn't look like mine. It should look however you have designed it. And then for my absolute final touch, I just used some mini Smarties, which I got from Tesco's, and put these on the tops of each of my little buttercream kisses, just to make them look completely finished. And this was the final result. This was the cake in all its glory. I was super pleased with it. I just thought it looked really fun, really colourful, a bit crazy, a bit like it belonged in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or something like that, but I really loved it. So I hope you guys do too. And that's all for now. So that's it guys, that's it for this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that you have a go at making this awesome cake, and of course if you do, please share them with me on Instagram. You can tag me in your posts on there. I am #rainy.s.johnson. So yeah, I'd love to see all your makes. It really makes my day to see the things that you guys are making too. Anyway, that's it. Don't forget, if you've liked this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Till next time guys, see you later, bye!